Good evening and welcome to the Early Late Night Live Show, brought to you by, oh crap. Anyways, not Arnie.
Hey, it's the Early Late Night Live Show. Women have taken the entertainment world by storm this week. Reese Witherspoon has released photos for Little Fires Everywhere, her new thriller series about suburban moms and their secrets. This makes one wonder, what exactly is it that makes wealthy suburbanites go psycho? I don't know, but my life could use some excitement, so if there are any openings, my email address is down below. In other news, Elizabeth Banks spoke about her upcoming remake of Charlie's Angels, saying she wants to, quote, and this is a real quote, make a movie about women in the workforce rather than about boyfriends or cats. I didn't know that Charlie's Angels was a real job. I never saw that on Monster. But making a Charlie's Angels movie that doesn't objectify women is kind of like shooting a fireman calendar and asking the guys to keep their shirts on. Really, what's the point? But if you want to discover true feminine badassery, Helen Mirren just released her Actors Masterclass. That's right, folks. Next week, you won't even recognize me, because I'll be just like a blonde British badass in her 70s. I didn't think this through. She's still cooler than me. Anyway, it's the Late Night Live Show. Roll the credits.
And welcome to the Early Late Night Live Show. We are on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 on Exeter Channel 98 and our YouTube channel, the Early Late Night Live Show YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook for more updates and other funny and cool stuff that we talk about. I think I'm sitting too high. I got to sit down. Boy, I look like a greaser right now. I actually just ran some water through my hair because I was a little warm earlier. And I definitely have this sort of like greaser vibe going on for me right now. But we have special guest Patrick Jerome on the show tonight. Very excited to talk to him about it. Not only does he have an awesome accent, but he also has a cool looking movie coming out too. So can't wait to talk to him about that. But this show, we have guests of all sorts, actors, filmmakers, comedians, musicians, but no photographers. So, and if you're a photographer, you know why. Anyways. Hi, Arnie.
Hi.
Sitting with me always, unfortunately, is my sister, KJ.
Hi.
All right, and Mitch Fortier. Seriously, you're still here.
Hey, get rid of me. I'm like a bad penny.
He just never left. He was here since last Wednesday.
That's it. I slept right here on the couch with Chewy.
Yeah, with Chewy. Yes. Yeah. Don't need to know about your love life. Okay.
I have a love life.
Anyways, Arnie, you're just very nice today. You want to tell the audience how you ended up in this outfit?
Oh, sure. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was going through one of my many, many, many reports that I was doing today, and all of a sudden I realized that I was going to be on TV tonight, and I wasn't dressed for it. So right after work, I texted you, said I was running late, and I ran to TJ Maxx and bought a whole new outfit.
Yeah, okay. Well, any excuse to buy a new outfit, right?
I've actually had something similar to that. I was on my way to a show, and I realized I forgot my shoes, which is really important to the character because there's a period piece.
I was about to say, were you driving without them?
So I had sneakers or sandals on or something like that, and I'm like, I need to get, so I had to go to Target, and I bought some shoes. And now they're some of my favorite shoes, so it worked out.
Yeah.
The guy who actually sings our ending song, Gary Acone Russell, he's been on the show a few times, he sang a song in Tex McGrew, The Man Who Wasn't Tex McGrew, available on Amazon Prime. And you and him both sang a song, and Gary is a big dude. Like, he's a big guy.
Not gonna mince words.
Not gonna mince words. And it was a period piece also, and so he needed a suit. Now in the meantime, we needed a elf costume. It's a weird movie. We needed an elf costume for our friend Matt Anderson, who's a very tall guy. So we're going to a costume store, and I'm pointing to the guy at the costume store, pointing to Matt, saying, I need him in an elf costume. And the people at the costume store were saying, I want to see this. You know? And in the meantime, Gary keeps calling me up saying, I can't find a suit. Man, I can't find a suit. I'm just too big, and blah, blah, blah. And I was in the middle of trying to get stuff ready for the next day. Finally, I just lost it on him on the phone. And you were getting a suit. Leave me the freaking alone. And so apparently his girlfriend was listening in, and I guess he hung up the phone. She goes, my God, he's such a jerk. He goes, no, he's always like that.
Did you end up finding an elf costume?
Oh, he found an elf costume, and he got himself a suit.
If you want to know why, watch the movie.
I don't remember that scene. So I'm like,
in context.
Did you watch The Man Who Wasn't Tex McGrew?
Oh no, that one actually I'm waiting for a DVD from you. I did.
Oh no, not that guy. You're waiting for a DVD. Oh, I got it on my table at home.
That's awesome. I'll see you next week.
Yes, exactly.
You were saying, Ernie?
Yes, the news, in the news, the actual important news. What
Oh,
do we
yes.
got?
Well, in the box office, the new X-Men movie, Dark Phoenix, did not do anywhere near as well as they were hoping it would. It debuted number 2 with only $33 million domestically, which is the lowest opening for any X-Men film ever.
Well, ever since they've taken Wolverine out, we were talking about this.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
talking about this in the chat. Ever since Wolverine kind of left the series, it really hasn't done well.
Yeah, and they're getting ready, I think, to move this over from, I think is it Fox or Sony that owns it now? Anyway, they're moving it into the Disney Marvel universe. So I think a lot of people are just kind of like, why watch it?
So
Like, I
Mickey
don't
Mouse
care.
is going to be running around now.
Pretty much, yeah. Which
House
means
of
I'll be
Mouse.
watching it.
Right. The House of Mouse now owns,
Dark Phoenix.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which means she'll get her own action figure,
Yeah.
in the store. Like she'll become a Disney princess now.
Yeah.
My life is so messed up.
So it opened this past weekend, right?
Right.
So
Wait,
okay, it wasn't a holiday weekend,
it opened
so, but-
opposite of The Secret Life of Pets, which I was reading some articles, and they were talking to the marketing crew, and the marketing crew said, when we were talking about this opening, we didn't consider The Life of Pets. We didn't realize that was
That's
opening
a
at the
kids' movie,
same.
though, but that's
Yeah.
completely
David, they
different
said
audience, I would
we
say.
did not market with that in mind. I'm like, why would you market with that in mind?
Well, it's two completely different audiences.
Yeah,
I mean, wouldn't
so I don't really know, but I think they're just embarrassed. all
Maybe
way
it's the
around.
world saying enough with this whole, strong woman character thing and X-Men without Wolverine and.
Well, I think the X-Men
You
without
know, and
Wolverine
then-
thing, yeah.
It's mainly that, yeah. I mean, okay, so when's the last time you actually seen an X-Men movie?
X-Men 2.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
wanted
gone
to
to
see
a theater.
Frasier in blue paint, but I did not see Frasier in blue paint.
Right.
So,
What's you? When's the last time you gone
In
to
a
see-
theater, I haven't gone to a theater to see any of the X-Men films, but I've seen them all.
Last one I saw in theaters and just saw in general was Logan, which I really didn't like all that much. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just, there was like, yeah. So I just don't like. You can kind of feel a film when it comes out in the trailer. It's like this is just not really gonna work. Like you can just sort of like kind of tell. I think sometimes,
yeah, I didn't really feel that Dark Phoenix had a great trailer.
Well,
I thought
not
maybe
like-
it's for the fans. Like X-Men Days of Future Past, I thought that was a terrific trailer. I didn't see it, but I
It's a
thought
great
it was a
movie.
terrific trailer.
Days of Future Past is probably one of the best ones.
Okay.
I hate to say this, but the new younger crowd that they have in the playing the whole cast, none of them just have the charisma of Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry. even James Marsden.
Yeah.
Every one of those cast members. The guy who played Magneto. There was a stellar cast, and even though some of them were up and coming when the first one came out, they have on-screen presence. These are people who own movies by themselves. All of them do.
You're saying James McAvoy can't hold a screen? Is it James McAvoy? Yeah, it is James.
Yeah, James McAvoy. Yeah, not without Bruce Willis going after him. So.
It's kind of interesting, though, the notable disparity that's likely between these two films in terms of their demographics and who's watching, these two movies, and the fact that it's probably a really big graduation weekend this past weekend. A lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that. Quick shout out to Renee Bergeron, who's in the YouTube live chat. She says, "Evening,
Oh,
peeps."
Renee.
Renee's in the YouTube live. Pardon us, we're not on Facebook anymore. We just had so much trouble with Facebook. We're strictly on YouTube now. We still put up stuff on Facebook, but we're not doing any more videos on Facebook because of that.
But there's
So-
other exciting news.
Other exciting news.
Okay. Your dog, which you don't have a dog, and I don't have a dog, and I'm pretty sure you don't have a dog.
No.
All right, but if we
Had
had
a
a
dog
dog,
once, twice.
if we had a dog that was real,
Yes, an actual dog.
an actual dog,
Right.
which I might steal my neighbor's dog because she's kind of cute, but
Yes.
the dog could star in a Netflix series. Netflix is releasing Dogs Season 2, and your pup can be on the show if you tag @NetflixDogs on Twitter with hashtag #NetflixDogStory on Instagram or Twitter.
So is the show about people who own dogs
I
or
have
dogs
no
in their
idea.
lives?
I
Because
think
I did watch a little bit of the trailer, but I only literally 20 seconds of it, and there's a dog on a boat, and there was a dog, so I saw a building falling and stuff. It's like dog stories of dogs being
Okay,
heroes. and
I want
involved in
Augie's
people's
dog.
lives.
I want my brother's dog to be in the show. 'cause
Okay.
My brother's
Dogs
dog
are more
is
than we
insane.
think they are, apparently. I don't know.
Okay, you know what? All right, I got this. Okay, this is a bit of a Terry rant type of moment. Okay,
Uh-oh.
I've got this thing against I like animals. I like dogs. Okay, I'm actually kind of liking cats now. I don't mind animals, okay? I have always hated, okay, animal-driven stories that didn't have that didn't have Dean Jones in it. Okay, let's just say that. If it didn't have Dean Jones, if you don't know who Dean Jones is, you probably have more of a life than me. But if you don't know who Dean Jones is, you
Yeah, but
also
what
are
kind of a life is that?
You're also missing a huge part of American culture. Dean Jones. Okay, if Dean Jones is not in it and it has an animal in it, I don't want to watch it. Okay, I can't stand. And there's this one film that came
So
out a
you're
long
not a
friggin' time
Doolittle
ago.
fan, then?
Yeah, okay. War Horse. All right, War Horse. All right.
Oh, right,
yes.
yeah.
All right. Do you remember the trailer for War Horse? Okay. Remember that film, War Horse, about
Yeah,
World War
yeah.
One. Okay, the Great War. It was called the Great War. You know how many amazing stories come out of that? You know how many people died of that? We're going to tell a story about a freaking horse. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm sorry. That is just, I can't stand. And they have this shot of this majestic horse running across the field with actual people dying in it. Like, why? Like, what the hell is this story about? I cannot stand. Now you're making a Netflix series
How many
about.
movies did they make? They made a lot of movies about that, the whole era thing. So, right? So Breathe. Horses played a really big part in that war. And that was the point of the movie.
Also,
Do you want to say hosting this show?
I was going to say, I kind of liked Aristocats, but we can move on.
Okay, all right. That had Phil Harris, though. Okay, the voice
It did
of Blue.
have Phil
all right,
Harris.
Okay.
And Marie Chevier sang the opening song, who
Okay.
I love.
All right.
so.
Okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
different from a Disney film with talking animals.
And was
all
that
right?
Zsa Zsa Gabor or
Zsa-
Ava Gabor?
well, it doesn't matter. They're
Yeah.
interchangeable.
Zsa Zsa.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Was it
they're
Zsa
they're
Zsa
interchangeable.
Gabor?
I think there was three of them.
That's
Wasn't
how
There were
it's
three of
pronounced,
them, yeah. No, there was three sisters. Zsa Zsa,
Oh,
Ava,
really?
and
Oh.
I can't remember the third
The
one.
other one.
Tells you what
the
I
other
know.
one, yeah.
Like
Well, I know that
the-
one
like
of
the three
them.
tenors.
Yeah, one of them played in the Green Acres, and the other one didn't. So
And none of us know which one was which.
no,
That's funny because I'm thinking, I know who Daffy's uncles are. No, not
Nephews.
cousins. Nephews, rather.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah.
Huey, Dewey, and
I know
Louie,
who they
yes.
are, but I have no idea who the Gabors are.
well, which one's more important?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Funny.
Anyway.
so Sci-Fi Wire did the math
Mm-hmm.
and discovered how many chili dogs Sonic needs to eat to complete his mission. Now, you know that
someone
trailer
get
for
paid?
Okay,
Sonic?
so that was at the end of that article that I didn't
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
actually get to read.
One of the
So,
many articles that goes through the feed we just don't
Awesome.
read.
Yeah, I started reading part of it, and then I got to a video, and I got ADD and
I just
watched the
assumed
video.
that I just kind of assume nobody's going to read it except for me. I just want you guys to know the highlights. Like, look at the headline.
No, it's
So
Sonic
was
dogs
there
are eating.
a conclusion?
So he eats chili dogs. Yes. So he has 5 seconds to run home and circumnavigate the globe. Okay, because Sonic the Hedgehog is like apparently super fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Supersonic.
Just got that. I just got
Yeah.
that.
So that's 25,000 miles, which would cost him 1.5 million calories, which would mean he would need to eat 2,500 chili dogs in order to make that
That's
up.
not as many as I thought. Or would think.
I reiterate my question. Did someone get paid to do this?
Presumably.
Yes.
I mean, they're probably getting paid per click, and I had to look at this 3 times.
There is someone that gets
You're
paid.
welcome, sci-fi.com.
I will say this. You could say, well, you're sitting on a TV show yammering. Do you get paid? No, we don't. There is someone who gets paid, but that's because he does all the work.
Well, yeah.
Oh man.
In other minor news, you did not. I don't think you saw the last Avengers movie. You did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Endgame.
Yes, we saw.
Together.
Yes, that's right, we did.
Remember?
Yeah, I
That was
remember
me.
that. Yeah. I think I was busy punching your arm, like, no, he's gonna die. Anyway, you can rent Iron Man's cabin. The cabin that Iron Man.
Oh, cool. At the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Cool.
you can. It's been used in a couple of films, and it's located in Fairburn, Georgia. It's on I can't pronounce the name of the farm, but it's very German. But it's got 3 baths, 3 beds, and it's $800 a night. And you can live like Tony Stark for a night.
800 a night.
That's actually not bad for 3 beds, because I mean that's like a couple people.
That's no.
3 or
That's
4 people.
terrible.
I'm surprised
I
it's-
could do 800 a week and get 7 bedrooms and.
Yeah, this is Iron Man.
You talk about a hotel, but a hotel is average about 200 a night, 150 to 200 a night.
In New York, maybe.
In
Yeah, this is
Massachusetts,
Georgia, man.
buddy.
Georgia has pies.
Right, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
One without bed bugs, all right, in general, all right. A Holiday Inn, I've stayed in a lot of hotels, don't ask. I've stayed,
Yeah.
Holiday Inn averages about 200. In Maryland, it's about 400.
I stayed in a place in Massachusetts was about $70. It was a motel, but it was not a
I
cabin.
think that's the answer right there, dude.
It's not a cabin.
This is on a
Was
farm.
that in
so-
Avengers? I'm sorry. We're not
Yeah.
going to have
But
this
yeah,
argument.
no.
This is
Yep. You want to fight?
This is a domestic argument right here that we're having. Okay, anyways, I think we got to cut the
I
break.
seriously didn't think this was going to cause a problem talking about Iron Man's cabin.
We didn't even care
Is
that
it
it was
hot
part
in
of
here?
Avengers. We're arguing the cost of what it is, you know?
It is pricey for an Airbnb. It is not pricey, I guess, to sleep for a night in a movie set.
You know, I'm not too sure about that.
Well, yeah, they're probably more. Like on Golden Pond place up in,
Yeah, I would
probably
think,
is like
yeah.
$1,000 a night.
Anyways, we gotta go to break because we're arguing about numbers and they don't matter right now. So we gotta go to break. We come
2,000
back.
how many
We'll have our special guest Patrick Jerome to talk about
What
his
would
new
that
film.
cost in New York?
We'll be right back.
It's very expensive.
Yep, about that time. I'm gonna go close the door and stand guard. We don't want a repeat of yesterday, right?
Okay.
I know you want to silence me. That's bulletproof glass, but you can't touch me. Get out of here! Get out!
Let's find this thug today.
The police are calling my place early in the morning to request your presence.
Hello, Mom. Ty, where are you?
Go back home.
We are opening an investigation.
May I ask which officers you're investigating?
All your undercover officers, sir.
Everything we have, all the records indicate that he's the killer, and all you have to do is identify him in court in the near future.
Just get me to the courthouse. That's your job, isn't it? The trigger man behind the glass is out there. He's everywhere. He's watching and he's listening. When he comes for me, where you gonna be?
Hey, welcome back to the early late night live show. Our very special guest, and he's very special because he found my glasses. I didn't know where they were in the studio because I didn't have my glasses on. My eyes were starting to hurt. Patrick Jerome, he's a writer, he's a director, and he's a savior of my eyes right now. So welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
Oh, dude, this is so cool. The trailer for your film looks awesome. Looks like it looks like a really cool movie.
It's a lot of work, of
Yeah.
course, and then it's a thriller, as you can tell, with the title "Assassin Behind the Glass."
Yeah.
Which was, this is something that is going good for the movie right now.
Right.
It's the cast, the trailer, the poster, everything.
I know it's the business side of show business, and everyone seems to forget the business
Yes.
side of it.
I mean, a lot of people don't do these. This is pretty impressive.
Well, actually, every movies we made, we always have something like that going on. This movie before that we made, I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh.
It was an Impression. That's a movie we did about 2 summers ago. Every summer we tend to do something, to work on a new project.
Now, how many shooting days? So this is Assassin Behind the Glass. That's this is a 2-hour film, or was it, how long is the movie?
It's 105 minutes.
105
so that's
minutes.
a
Okay.
feature length.
Yeah,
film,
feature.
yeah.
Now, how many shoot days was that?
Well, it takes us about 5 weeks
Okay.
To shoot the movie. And
Yeah,
pretty
right,
good.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, we like shooting like, in a Hollywood style, which is, especially when you have to bring the actors out of town. We had people coming from California, from New York
Right.
to come here, so you had to have a schedule, where they stay in a hotel and then you shoot straight,
Right.
It's not an every weekend shoot, no, we have to shoot straight. So that's why it took 5 weeks, and of course there were some establishing shots that we had to shoot. And we had a car explosion scene that we had to look for a place to do it. Actually, we ended up coming to New Hampshire, coming to New Hampshire Film Service.
Is it that one right there? Yeah.
If you're gonna blow up something, you better come to New Hampshire.
Actually, the New Hampshire Films office was, wonderful, and then they really helped us out. And we wanted to do it in Massachusetts, but anyway, it ended up working out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do weapons and explosions, it's probably best to not do it in Massachusetts. That's,
Yes.
Yeah, we're a little more forgiving up here. For,
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah.
Things that go bang.
Yeah,
in
it's-
general.
Yeah, we don't even notice like something blew up. Like we filmed the fight scene, and the fire department's on the other side of the fence. We did a fight scene for about 2 hours. People screaming. It took an hour before the fire department actually come over and say, maybe there's something wrong over here.
I hear you.
So tell us a little bit about this film, Assassin Behind the Glass.
Well, actually, as you mentioned about the firefighters showing up, we ended up we were filming in Lawrence, and then we ended up shooting in a one-way street.
Right.
And it was like, a bypass shooting, shoot
Right, yeah.
out. And then as we were shooting it, and the police arrived because somebody called,
Right.
It was pretty scary. And then actually they were pretty cool. And then one of them had come to the film festival and recognized me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you, Baba. And then we started chatting.
Well, this was a fake drive-by shooting. I know. That's why they were pretty calm. They're like, oh, cool.
I know.
They're probably all taking selfies, like, oh my God, like that.
Yes,
Is
and
that they
then we
wrong?
ended up saying, wait a minute, while all your cars are here, do you mind if we take some shoots while your cars are here? They said, oh yeah, cool.
Were you guys using blanks during the shooting? During
No,
that
actually,
scene, or no?
we use fake guns, but they are replicas. They look like real guns, but we do any sound visual effect. We do it on post.
Yeah, sure.
Whether it's the flash in the car and the sound.
Well, especially when you film in the city, you don't really want to be making too much noise.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
If you have the replicas, they're made for that.
Right.
It's just like in some situation, you have to let the police know. If you go into some areas, like we have like chase scene in downtown Boston, that's different.
Right.
Now,
did you get a permit for that scene? And
yes.
Were all like
yeah, we had to. I mean, sometimes we get in trouble, but we always make sure that we cover our bases. Usually, if you call the police station, you let them know you're going to do it, and you have insurance. Usually, it helped. If they can send somebody, they send somebody, and that helped. Most of the time we are shooting, they show up.
Right.
So,
I'm sure they're protecting the city, but I'm sure part of them are just like, oh, I just
I
want
want
to
to
watch
see
a
the
movie.
film.
This would
Maybe
be
I
an
can
easy
be in
shoot
it.
there. Because
So
we
we
shot
had
a
that
sequence over here in Exeter, and we were going to have guys in paramilitary outfits and weapons and stuff like that. And so we went and let the
that's
police know.
different, yeah.
And they said, look, it's just good to let us know. So if someone calls us, we can say they're just filming over there,
Exactly.
And it's
And also so we don't have SWAT breaking down the door.
right, yeah. So a bunch of scared actors acting all tough and badass. As soon as the cops come in, oh my God, what's going on?
I only did that once.
So what was the coolest thing about making this movie for you personally?
The coolest thing about making this movie, actually, this movie came from a personal experience that I had. So my business has a post office in Dorchester, like a post office box. So I went there once and I find out there were like balloons and candle lit up in front of the post office, and then I find out a young black man was shot right in front of that post office. Whoa. And then twice I witnessed that. And then a few years later, months later maybe, and then I went back there, and then they built a bulletproof wall glass inside the post office.
A post office?
Yes. So it's like a bank. It's like now, when you're talking to them, you can't even, you have to go to under that little door and then to do your transaction and so on. So that's how I got inspired. I was joking with one of the managers about it.
Because I saw that in the trailer. I thought, well, what post office would actually have a bulletproof? It has to be Massachusetts.
Yeah, so basically that's what inspired me about the story.
What were they stealing? What was happening?
Well, I mean, it's the violence in the neighborhood. So that was their way of protecting their workers, I guess, But that's their way of, dealing with the violence. When in fact, it just raised the question, oh, really? Is there another way we can prevent that it doesn't happen?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice.
But anyway, that's one of the major part of the story. It's about Talia Smith, the main character, who faced that situation, and then now she's facing whether or not she should snitch or not. She doesn't want to be a rat. You have a reputation in the neighborhood. It's dangerous. So basically, that's what it is about.
And this is
so
like real. This is
basic,
fairly for certain people who grow up in inner city. This is like a real type of scenario.
Oh, definitely. Actually, the story is built on real event, on true events.
Right.
So that's one of the coolest things that I like about it. because I used to be a caseworker back in the days before I worked full-time for the Boston International Film Festival. I came across a bunch of stories. So there's a bunch of little stories that goes in Assassin Behind the Glass that are like true, fact and real stories that happened.
So when you, so obviously it looks like there's like DA characters and cop characters and a lot of like official characters written into the story.
We have FBI, we have drug dealers, we have all different kinds.
Now, did you like actually talk to law enforcement about the how to write certain characters?
Actually, I wrote the entire script, and it's become a little challenging for me to go some of the legal step that somebody should take. If you face a situation like this. So I had to call a lawyer, a friend of mine, and he asked me to send him the script. So he had to read it and point out things to me to fix it out.
Right.
Yeah. So it was great, man. Travis, if you are watching tonight, if you get to see this, thanks, man. I just helped him with a commercial to refer some actors to him for his firm. So usually those are the process that you have to take.
Right.
You talk to some people who know the legal, process, and then you go that way.
Right, and you also, but at the same time, you also don't want to be too rigid because you got to have. It's gonna be a film
well, of
too,
course, it's entertainment.
Right.
At the same time, we add things like this movie has a big parkour scene, a big chase
I saw
scene.
that guy climbing the side of the building. That was that's cool. Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just thinking like we had a judge read our. We did a film called Michael Lawrence, and there's a part that takes place in a court. So Terry knew a judge who got us to use a courtroom, and we had him read the courtroom scene
in Lawrence,
actually. Yeah, in Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
And
coincidence.
we had him read the scene. We were like, I don't know if this is accurate. Like, I've never actually been on trial for murder before.
Yeah,
that's the best way to do it. That's
right. Yeah, and because if you want someone who's experienced to let you know, well, this is really kind of what because there's protocol and then there's what actually happens.
Yes.
And that's where you have to try. And you're right. At the end of the day, it's still entertainment. If it's
I mean, you have the freedom to stretch it in some direction if you want to make it more entertaining.
Right.
But at the same time, you want to stay as close to the real process as possible.
Now, how many feature films have you made?
Oh my goodness, that's a very good question. I don't know. I made about 25 films.
That's so cool.
I think about 13 to 14 feature films.
That's so
for
cool.
now. So
it's so awesome.
It's been.
You have people. No, that's right. I'm sorry to say this, but you have filmmakers come in and they're like they've made 2 films or something like that. It's like they've been doing it for 30 years, and it's like it's so cool. It's like you say go in and you get it done.
Usually in the summer, like this is the time for us to make movies. When summer is coming, the summer and fall.
Right.
And then we try to always do something. Like this summer, and we're gonna work on a new movie project. Last summer we did one. The summer before that we did another one. So
do you get withdrawals when you're away from the camera for too long?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You start to go.
Sometimes I feel, I missed the set.
Yes.
He calls me fairly regularly and says, "When are we doing something? I need a camera."
My girlfriend would say, "You need to film something this weekend. Go away. You're going nuts."
Yeah. Actually, in the winter time it's okay. In the winter, that's when I would do my editing.
Yeah.
You stay inside and you do the thing. But I can't stand, looking. When the weather is beautiful outside and you're not filming,
Yeah,
it's like I have to do something.
What am I gonna do with my weekend? It's like
I haven't noticed your change for the weather though.
No, weather doesn't. Because I love filming in the winter because it's a perfect atmosphere and it's consistent atmosphere. So I always say if you're gonna make a movie in New England, it better be based in summer or based in winter because those are the 2 longest things that you can fake. You have about 5 months you can fake winter, and you have about 6 to 8 months you can fake summer. We shot something that was based in the summer from early spring to November, and that those are the times that you can kind of fake it. Anyways, we gotta have you back on the show because this went way too quick. This went way too. Mitch, you want to have one last? You were looking at me like you have a question to ask.
Well, I actually wanted to point out that he runs the Boston International Film Festival as well, which is
so that means we had to have him back
a
because
huge piece.
There's so much to talk about, but I want to say Assassin Behind the Glass. Look out for it. Actually, when we booked this interview here, I thought it would be available already, but it's not yet. They are still in the processing of closed captions. iTunes.
Okay.
Which, if I knew, I would have done it
Oh,
myself
where are you
and get it
where's it
done.
going to be released to?
It's going to be released everywhere online, you know, on
Oh,
VOD,
cool.
Amazon, iTunes, Fandango, Google Plus.
Well, once you get the
name
link,
it.
you send it to us. We're going to put it up on our Facebook page, and we'll
Thanks, man,
We'll
you know.
promote it, and I'm going to get it because I want to see it. So,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
all right. Well, hey, Patrick Jerome, Assassin Behind the Glass, coming out soon. When it comes out, we'll make sure that we'll let the whole world, or whoever's watching our show, part of the world,
The best people.
the best people watch our show, but the even better people are sitting at this spot on the couch right here. We'll be right back with the Early Late Night Live show.
I know you.
Hey Terry, how's it going?
Hey, this laptop's having sound issues again.
Yeah, it seems to be a common theme around here.
Why would this stupid thing work?
Oh, I know IT. Let me take a look.
I feel like this happens every week. We really need to get on top of this.
I'm sure Dan's doing the best that he can.
Yeah, Dan.
Oh, there it is. You had it muted.
I did not have it.
And
Damn it, Dan. Welcome back to the Early Late Night Live show on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 in Exeter, New Hampshire on channel 98 and our YouTube channel, the Early Late Night Live show YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe because we're posting new videos every week beyond the show, and then we break down the show and we have a bunch of cool stuff. We got some new ads coming up. It is very hot in the studio right now. I realize we're going to need someone to we're
Have
gonna
a
need makeup
fan or
person.
something?
But we're going to need a makeup person soon, I think, because me and Mitch are ugly as sin, so we really need some help right now.
we're not getting along tonight, so
We're
I don't know
not-
what that's all about.
That was a good deal for a cabin, Mitch. Right. Anyways, but it's our favorite segment of the show, and our guest Patrick Jerome is sitting in for Trailer Trash. So, what's the first trailer we have up, KJ?
It's Cold Blood.
All right. It'd be nice if it was colder in here.
I know, so just watch this trailer and
Let's
you'll
roll
chill
that
out.
beautiful bean footage.
All right, so this is a new movie coming out July 5th in the United States. It stars Jean Reno and Sarah Lind, and it's a hitman who lives isolated in a cabin at the edge of a lake. One day, an injured woman arrives in front of his house to save her. He could well risk his own life.
Okay. Let's start with Mitch. Man who I'm not really upset with. We're not fighting. Seriously, Mitch. Go for it, Mitch. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Well, first, seeing
Jean Reno.
Jean Reno, thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted to call him Leon because that's the only way I know him. Because I fell in love with him and that movie, Leon the Professional, and of course Natalie Portman along with it. So that was cool. But it looks intriguing. The storyline seems interesting, and they give you just enough information. They gave me just enough information to be like, oh, how well? What's she doing? What's she running from? You know, is she an assassin? You know, and so there'll be some kind of dynamic between those two that I think will be interesting to see how that develops. And then, of course, there's guns and espionage and whatever else, and suspense. And I like the suspense factor. I love seeing movies shot in winter.
Me
so
too.
we were talking about like shooting in the
Yeah,
summer. I'm like, I
yeah.
want to shoot a film in the winter. I want to go through that process. So that's kind of intriguing too.
It's really,
Well, sometimes it can be a fake winter when you see it like that.
Oh, right? Well, I mean, they had snowmobiles and, you know, drone shots that were on these long roads. So, so it looks cool.
a lot of
I'm
dried
liking it
soap,
so
that's
far.
what it is. What's your thoughts on it, Patrick?
Actually, I was wondering why you call it trailer trash. Because, I mean, I feel like...
Well,
We
okay.
don't trash as much as we should. Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Really quick. So, obviously, you know what the term trailer trash means in the States. And we also trash trailers, and it's a trailer. And I had my girlfriend say to me once, I don't like the term trailer trash. I'm like, well, I didn't invent it. But she was talking about the show, and I had invented it for the show. I'm like, oh, yeah, that, yes. Well, we're keeping it. So, because I think it's funny. So that's where it comes from. Just it's a play on phrase.
But anyway, I like the trailer
Plague on
because
words.
Jean Reno is one of my favorite actors. I remember I seeing him for the first time in a movie called The Visitors. It's a French film. He was excellent. You know, and then it's so nice to see him again because I haven't seen him in anything for a
I
while.
don't remember when the last time I saw him either.
Yeah, and I like this type of movies,
Maybe
you know,
the
where you
Pink
don't have
Panther.
too many actors and then
say.
it's just very intense.
Yeah.
So it is a thriller. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, yeah, good. Arnie, your thoughts?
It was funny you brought up the Pink Panther because I was trying to think, where have I seen Jean Reno? Because I love him.
Well,
But then I
Godzilla,
realized, yeah, it was Godzilla and it's the Pink Panther movies, and I loved him in the Pink Panther movies. They weren't great movies, but he was great in it. Yeah, I mean,
Your thoughts on this trailer?
I think it looks great. It looks very much like that Liam Neeson movie that just came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cold Pursuit, I think it was.
Cold Pursuit, yeah. So it looks very much like that, but I still want to see it because it's, you know.
So there's part of me that is like feels like this film it looks a little done. I like Jean Reno. I do like the winter setting. The intriguing part of the trailer to me is, I'm glad you mentioned it too, is the girl, because they don't really explain what's going on with her, because you don't feel like she's innocent in this situation. That is kind of intriguing. I can tell you Jean Reno clearly dies at the end of this film.
Wow.
No, I think that's probably true.
Right, yeah. I like Jean Reno. I would watch it if I had nothing better to do. But it should have sparked more interest in me, and it just didn't, to be perfectly honest.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
nothing bad about it, so. But yeah.
So I would say this is like a Netflix movie. You don't need to see it in the theater.
Yeah,
Unless you
no,
want to see
this
those drone shots, which look amazing.
Yeah, you know. But I do like the sort of isolated action thriller type film. But anyways, let's go through the rating. Mitch Fortier, what's your rating for this film?
Yeah, I'll go see this in the theater if somebody wants to go see it. So I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, I will give it 2 thumbs up. Too.
All right,
and I like
I'll
it.
give it a thumb and a half.
And I'll mirror Arnie in this one. I'll give it a thumb and a half too, because I mean, there's nothing in it that looks bad. I'll say that.
Yeah, the trailer's well done in general.
Yeah, the trailer is well done in general, and the cast looks really good. Obviously, I mean, Jean Reno is awesome, so I mean, it's worth it enough just to go see for that. All right, that was a quick one.
It was pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, I think we're gonna have more to say about this next one.
Yes, because
Yes. Anecdotally.
yes. So the next one is Rambo: Last Blood.
Okay.
So if we can roll that.
Let's roll that trailer. Now, let me just make sure it's clear. I'm pretty sure you've never seen any of the Rambos.
I've never seen any of the Rambos. I have seen Sylvester Stallone in the Expendables.
I had like the
movies.
trailer before the trailer, by the way.
I love that little thing.
Sorry.
You're doing. Yeah, you know, because clearly we're not going to actually, because of our ADD world that we're living in, that if you don't catch people in the next 2 seconds, it's not going to work. So,
so what's
Mitch? Yeah, she got to do the
I gotta do
breakdown.
the,
Can you
please,
do-
I have
Sylvester
one
Stallone
doing
writes-
things. Stop
Sylvester
it.
Stallone writes, directs,
What do you think,
stars,
you're a host
and
or
a whole
something?
bunch of people. That's what it is.
All right, so you did the read-up. It's coming out September 20th. Stars Sylvester Stallone, and it's directed by Adrian Grunberg, who I've not quite heard of before.
Okay.
But anyway, but yeah.
Grunberg, you don't know.
Grunberg.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
All right, so
Yeah, it's
now
rough.
you can give your reviews.
All right, Mitch Fortier.
All right, so I first thought it was like, yeah, Rambo. All right.
Yeah.
'Cause I've loved all of his films, all of those, and the entire series. So really excited to see it. I thought it was funny in the trailer before the trailer. Like, all right, cool. And then as they started getting into it, I'm just checking out the visuals, looking at him, what's he all about, finding other characters that he might be interacting with. And I see very little of him interacting with really anybody else. So it's just him. So I watched it a second time, and then I realized that there's like no substance to this at all. It's really just like, I'm gonna face my past, and then I'm gonna blow some people up, and then I'm gonna, hopefully blow some more people up. And so I thought it was cheesy and thin and
You want to see it in theaters?
disappointing. Yeah.
Oh.
I was very disappointed by the
Wow.
trailer.
Wow.
I will want to see a good Rambo film. I love Sylvester Stallone. I love Rambo. But,
I don't think there's been a good Rambo film since the 70s, to be perfectly honest.
well, so I mean,
Yeah.
Well, the
I
first
liked-
one was, Rambo 1, like
the first one was
That's
epic.
amazing.
Yeah.
First one,
So take it away,
That's what I
Patrick.
mean.
It's,
That's what I mean. Since the 70s, something.
So,
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Well, as the trailer start, you see the establishing shots and then the rocking chair. I thought it just reminding me of one of the Saw movies, like the whole film.
Yeah.
Think about
It
that,
was
yeah.
moving so slow, and I was a little confused. I was like, "Is this Rambo really?" And then when it gets to the action part, I'm saying, oh, okay, there's the action, but you still don't see, what's the theme of this, version is. You just see last blood and a bunch of action, really. And that little confusion between what type of movie it is with the establishing shots and so on. So I don't have much expectation, to it, but action film is action film. They always sell. Right. So people who really love them, they just look to go into to see the action.
Yeah, the Rambo
all you
name
see
alone
here
is
is
worth
just
40
the
million.
explosion. You see the explosion and all the action.
This
scene.
is probably not a $100 million movie, so right. I mean, I don't,
Yeah, well,
right.
You never know.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Arnie, your thoughts on this?
So I watched this trailer, and I thought, oh, it's Home Alone, the Grandpa edition.
She posted that. I laughed out loud. I legitimately laughed out loud.
But I really liked it because I saw it as sort of like literally a home invasion movie. And I really liked the whole A-team thing that it seems like he's doing, where he's building his own weapons and preparing to, defend himself.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And he actually makes it look like he's actually going to use, it's not a crossbow, it's
bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow, yeah. And it looks like it might actually work,
Well, he's using a couple
not be stupid, but
couple of films he's used a bow and arrow.
Yeah, I think he's been using it in the Rambos.
Yeah.
All
but
the first one.
Very popular.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
All but the first one.
Actually, the second one, when he
When
shot
the
the
second
guy
one-
and the guy exploded, he put the
Yeah.
explosive on the tip of the thing.
So I thought, but I'm sorry, I said one more thought. I thought because they were coming out with a lot of these older guys facing down, bad guys type movies, and I thought this one looked actually the way it might happen, like a guy digging in, an older guy digging in and holding them off, as opposed to like doing all ninja moves out in the cold or something, whatever it is they're doing. So,
Yeah.
It is a different concept. That's true.
So
I saw Rambo First Blood. That's a great movie.
is that the actual title?
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
There's a First Blood and
It's actually First Blood.
First Blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
First Blood, yeah.
That's awesome.
I saw Rambo First Blood. It's a great movie. I started watching the second one. Then I woke up sometime later.
Yeah.
It
was much slower, different, and typical sequel let down.
Rambo talking to some guy in the walkie-talkie, I'm coming to get you, something like that. I don't know what it was. And then I saw a trailer for like the fourth one or something like that when he was older. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. And then I saw the unrated trailer. I'm like, that looks way too violent for me. I am like, no, that's too much. I can't deal with that. And so I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm okay. I couldn't watch the trailer for it. It was too violent for me. Like, if I can't watch the trailer, like, that's how much of a wuss I am when it comes to certain violent things. And so Bob Glowacki says, nice gray jacket, Terry. I need a gray, I'm assuming you meant shirt for my wedding. Can I borrow it? There's an R in shirt. Bob, I can't
But say yes because he runs the studio.
Yes, Bob, yes. You can have this shirt for... it's hot in here, though. You may want to dry clean it.
Or sandblast it.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't look bad, but I'm with Mitch on this. There's kind of no substance in it, and just not really intrigued by it. I don't really see how many people has Rambo killed at this point in time. I think he only kills
Apparently not enough.
He kills like only one guy, I think, in the first movie. He kills one guy in the first movie, and it's kind of by accident.
In the first movie,
Yeah, the guy in the
possible.
helicopter. That was kind of it.
Oh, right.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He sort of like accidentally kills one guy in the first movie, and then he's like taking machine guns to entire fields of people. And like, I mean, that's so. But I mean, it's too schlocky at this point.
I think the
to try and
idea
take it
was
seriously.
because it was American versus American on the U.S. soil. They didn't want
First
him
one
to
was
kill
awesome,
other
yeah.
people, But
That's
in the second one, when he was killing the Vietnamese, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Which, considering the whole point of the first one was that he had PTSD from Vietnam. It's
Yes,
like,
yes.
But I don't know. It looks like it could be fun, kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Last Stand, except this doesn't look fun, but it looks good. you know what I mean? So yeah.
The Last Stand was a lot of fun.
The Last Stand was awesome. That was a fun movie. But let's go into the rating, Mitch.
I'm not going to see this in the theater based on what I've seen so far. I'm two in the middle, even though I absolutely love Stallone and Rambo.
I love Stallone
So,
too. I do.
yeah.
Always been
I'm
impressed.
just looking for this. I'm looking to be disappointed.
Yeah. All right.
I would give it 1 thumbs up.
1 thumb up. What's the other thumb
it's
doing?
just entertainment because you know those.
Is the
kind
other
of
one hiding
action
and running
film-
away?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would watch this at home. I'm not sure if I would go to the theater
Right.
to see this, you know. But
If you're home by yourself, you just want to have pizza one night and just hang out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
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 I might even rent it for $3.99.
Arnie, rating?
Oh, 1.5, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1 thumb down, 1 thumb in the middle. Sort of insignificant.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It
It
just
just
doesn't-
feels very.
All right.
Eh.
Anyway, we gotta wrap this up. It's end of our trailer trash segment, end of our
Wrap it up.
Patrick Jerome. We gotta have you back on the show, man. Really gotta have you back soon.
I am around.
All right,
Totally.
awesome. I like that attitude.
Yeah.
This is
We have a
like-
minimal cooling off period, about 60 days, to make sure that you're.
Still like
you know, yeah, we haven't affected you mentally.
Okay, no
It's
problem.
the early late night
I'll be
live
fine.
show.
I'll be fine. That's my passion, man. Making movies and interviews about them. I can go on forever.
Oh man, we gotta have you back then. It's the early late night live show. Thank you, Patrick Jerome, for being on the show. When we come back, it's Anything Goes with Mitch, except for that one thing. We'll be right back.
No.
Again,
What's going on?
well, we're trying to film a promo for the early late night live show, but Facebook Live keeps kicking us off.
Technical difficulties. Tell me about it.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. All right. It's the early late night let's see.
What are you trying to say?
Well, you know that people should watch the show because we have so much fun, talk entertainment news and you know things like that, and you know, of course, my segment.
Yeah.
I swear, Facebook hates us.
You know, hey, maybe if we do this.
Ooh. Oh.
Whoops. Accidental selfie.
Yeah. Okay. Look, let me.
I got it.
No, you apparently don't.
No, I
You don't
do.
actually know what you're doing.
But
All
it's
right.
my phone.
Yeah. No. Listen. Let me do it. Let me do it.
guys.
You're acting like such a girl.
Oh my gosh, you
You
take
guys.
it back. What?
We're live.
Hey. Join us Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Exeter Channel 98.
And on YouTube when it works.
And we'll talk entertainment news and trash some trailers, and then of course we've got my segment. So don't miss it. Join us on Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Siblings.
If you can't stand the heat.
I'm just trying to make the piece. This is an olive branch.
Oh, thanks, man. For those of you out there who've worked in the film industry, you always know that you're never dressed for what the weather is. If it's cold out, you're dressed for summer. If it's hot out, you're dressed for winter. You know, so that is the way it is.
Never fully dressed without a smile.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's deep, right?
So cute.
Never fully dressed without a smile. Can I kick you off the show right now?
It'd be very rude, so no.
So, anyways, it's
That'd be
now it's
sad.
the last segment of the show. Anything Goes with Mitch. This segment, we don't know what's going to happen because we don't really know what's in the mind of Mitch. So let's take a moment. Let's hop on this little rowboat and float down the stream that is the thoughts of Mitch.
Any guesses, audience? Any guesses? We were talking about this actually. I was like, I wonder if I should start sending you guys some information so you could like.
Yeah, because we really have no idea what you're
You have
talking
no
about. Right? Yeah.
I did kind of clued her in a little bit, alluded to it when she mentioned that you were a fan of Donald Duck.
Oh, yes,
Who's
I'm a big fan. of
85?
85, yeah. He looks good for his age.
So, which we didn't do
He looks
birthdays.
almost as good as Helen Mirren for his age.
So, I thought it was kind of interesting that that somebody else likes cartoons because I love cartoons. I watch SpongeBob.
Yeah,
And
I love Donald Duck.
I would watch the Flintstones if they were on someplace, but I don't generally watch a lot of TV.
Yeah,
So
I still watch Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo.
So I would totally watch cartoons, and I mean, animation in general has got a fascinating history.
That's true. Especially Disney. Disney was the first guy to have live action and animation together. He did it in short films before, like in the 30s, like in 20s or 30s. He did short films where he was interacting with animated characters back when he was doing this in like his garage.
Well, interestingly enough, 1908, Emile Cole did a film or an animation called Phantasmagorie. It's probably a French pronunciation to that, I was going to bring it on. I'm sure that it's public domain at this point. We could have shown it without any issues, but it's black and white.
Yep.
And hands come in and get involved with the artwork and manipulate the characters on the screen, and then it continues on with the rest of the story.
That's so cool.
So whoever's running the Facebook today, post that link or somewhere on YouTube. It's all over the place. But it's widely considered the beginning of animation, or one of the first animations, if you will. Moving pictures has been around since, like 1600s, where they would show sequential pictures in some form to an audience to entertain them.
Right.
And then there was those little, I don't know what they call them, but there's these like merry-go-round type disc or cylinders with slots in them.
Right.
And you look through it, and there's a different picture on each opposite side of each slot. So it actually looks like somebody's moving when it's spinning, which is pretty cool. So there's like those kinds of things. And then the flip books. And then little discs with one picture on each side. So technically, those two pictures will meld together, and that in of itself is technically
Talk about thinking out of the
animation.
box, Seriously, talk about thinking out of the box. Think about back when this animation, 1908, who thought I'm going to create essentially a life on a screen? There was no place to show this when when this was being created. I mean, really, think about that. That's actual innovation, You hear people talk about how clever they are nowadays. It's like, really, you have no idea to really. That's why I get mad at artists about, well, I don't have enough. What did Disney have? What did this guy have?
What did Edison have? Let's just think for a minute.
Now, I don't know, like flip books, that you could get as a kid. There were those came out were probably before actual animation was filmed. But so animation is just a whole huge rabbit hole in general, how it was made, what they used, cell technology, the actual just artwork. Then of course Steamboat Willie comes out in 1928 and Mickey Mouse becomes famous and starts the whole,
Arnie can do the Mickey Mouse.
I didn't realize that's a 17-minute film. I didn't realize how long it was.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
I've only seen parts of it.
It's like back before Mickey was like the spokesperson for Disney, so he's kind of an imp in it. The reason why
it's violent.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of you here, but the reason why they created Donald Duck was everyone loved Mickey. And when they just fell in love with him the minute he came out. But it got to a point where they loved him so much, if he did something mean, the audience would get upset. So Disney was like, well, we can't have a short film about somebody who does nothing wrong, so they invented Donald Duck with a short temper to balance Mickey out.
No wonder I like Donald Duck.
That's awesome. So I actually, I read something else about Donald too, and his creation, how he kind of came about, is that there was a guy in Disney who did a voice. It was supposed to be a goat. The guy said this stuff, and Walt was like, no, that's a duck.
It's quite clearly a duck.
So he was probably like, we got this character, Donald Duck. We want, need you to do the voice for, and then he became the voice for Donald Duck. So it's funny to see behind the scenes how things like that happen.
Though? Think about it. What language would a duck speak?
Duckian.
No, seriously, because my brother Augie's insane, and he was trying to kill some chipmunks because they were eating the wiring in his truck. So he's sitting outside with a shotgun one day. And I come home and I go, hi. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna kill these chipmunks. They're eating the wiring in my truck. He says, then I'm gonna take one of them. I'm gonna put it up on the wall. I'm gonna write in Latin because chipmunks speak Latin. That this is what's gonna happen to you. And for about 30 seconds, I thought to myself, yeah, chipmunks speak Latin. Wait a minute, chipmunks don't speak Latin. They speak Spanish. No.
Alvin and the Chipmunks don't speak Spanish. As a matter of fact, I just saw, literally before I came here, I watched the end of the Chipmunks movie. Welcome to my life.
You don't even have any kids, do you?
I don't. Yeah. So I need to keep the child alive in me.
I see where you're going with this.
Animation is just a deep, dark hole. But so I was like curious. How much money does animation do films make in general? Apparently, what was it? Steamboat Willie? No, Cinderella.
Yes.
For one of the first feature films that Disney ever did as an animation. I think it made $3 million.
I think it was number 3.
It was number 3?
I think so.
Okay. Well, regardless,
don't quote me on that.
I'm pretty sure it was Cinderella. It made $3 million when it came out back in, who knows, probably the early 30s, I'm guessing at this point. but today's films, of course, by far, are a completely different story. So can you take a guess? And the audience, feel free to chime in as to what animated film made the most money. And this includes CGI. So obviously CGI.
Animated film made the most money of all time.
Yeah.
Adjusted for inflation, I'm assuming.
It's supposed to be. This is based on IMDb information, so I don't think that inflation has actually been adjusted here. That would have to be done manually.
Film that made animated film.
I was surprised by.
I honestly don't know. I mean, I have no.
I've got the
Toy
top
Story?
10, so.
I don't know. Okay.
I can see, so.
Oh, well, come on. All right, hit
Toy
me. What
Story's
is it?
not on here.
What film was it? What's the number one?
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2?
Domestic gross 606 million.
Wow. I'm curious if adjusted for inflation, because...
Yeah, and for re-releases too, because I remember seeing Snow White in the theaters when I was a kid. And obviously, I wasn't born in the 30s, so...
Well, not too
I hope it's obvious. I wasn't born in the 30s. So I'd be curious to see, what the total would be, for the opening. Just comparatively.
Yeah, opening weekend for Incredibles 2 is 182 million. So I did originally Google trying to find search for adjusted inflation numbers, but it was a little bit difficult, or I didn't give myself enough time to put that information together. So, which
Frozen's on the list.
Frozen's on the list. Lion King from '94 did 415 million.
Whoa, in '94 money, that's a lot of money. So anyway,
which I still don't get the whole Lion King thing. To me, it's there's no pretty dresses. It's a depressing story about kind of a loser kid. I don't really get the appeal.
Thank you. I've been saying that for the show.
Everyone looks at me obviously I'm in the minority here.
That. I'm yes, it's a boring story. I'm
Mulan I could get, Aladdin I could get, but Lion King I just don't get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm wrong, obviously. I'm okay with being wrong.
Well, anyways, I'm going to say something about Donald Duck really quick, because I don't know if you know this, but when Donald Duck and Daffy Duck were on screen for the first time and only time ever was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Epic scene.
And Daffy's a Looney Tunes character.
Yes, yeah. You're despicable. I love ducks. I got a thing for ducks, and animated ducks are just.
My uncle did
best.
a really good Donald Duck impression, and I used to try to emulate it, but I can't.
I can do is.
That's that I can do, and I can simulate some form of words. And if you're listening really carefully, if they're really easy words, or
my favorite Donald Duck is he's trying to give a speech. And he keeps screwing it up, and the audience starts to laugh, so he fires a machine gun at the audience. This is totally different times. Anyways.
He is an angry duck.
So you were saying when they met the
epic...
The
legal, it was a big legal thing to actually get the two of them on screen together. And they both had to have exactly equal time on screen.
It was pretty epic, it was a piano battle or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's
I think they end up blowing each other up or something.
That's right. Amazing.
It's this whole Fantasia thing. That's just everything is epic.
It's amazing. It's the best part of the movie.
It probably is the best part of the movie.
It reminds me of the Family Guy fights.
Oh yeah,
where they go on for Exactly.
Anyways, we got to wrap this show up. The show has flown by.
I have so much more to talk about.
I know. That was Anything Goes to Mitch, except for that one thing. If you ever find out what that one thing is, I know it is.
Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah. So, all right, folks, it's a Late Night Live show. Mitch, you have fun?
I did have fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. I do care sometimes. KJ, hi. All right, we're gonna head over to the We're gonna head over to the Sea Dog after this. I think we should get a table on the deck tonight.
Might not be joining you because the Bruins are playing. I'm sorry. I talked.
Wow. Whoa. Anyways, we'll be over at the Sea Dog in Exeter, New Hampshire. If you're there, stop by, say hi. Thank you, Patrick Jerome, for coming on the show. Arnie, who do we have on the show for next week?
I forgot.
All right. See you guys next week.
Never mind. Look on the Facebook page.
Yes, we'll see you guys next week. Subscribe to YouTube and like us on Facebook. Check it out. Bye.